A very warm welcome to everybody. After a very long time, we are doing something online. We are in the meditation hall, if you can make out, and we've got some friends here who are participating in the Mystic Rose at OSHO Himalayas, and they are also here with us. Just in the last few minutes, we've had a good, nice storm coming over here. So there's a lot of rain and thunder as we start to talk here. Okay, so this session will take about 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes is all what we are going to be talking about. I just wanted to share with everybody that, I think all of us, I just want to share my own journey. I think we spent the first 2.5 decades studying of our life, preparing for life, preparing to work, and then started to work. And then I think I would have spent about 3 decades working, and I guess that's pretty much true for many of us. 3-4 decades we end up working. And in a way, working takes a very large piece of our life. So, and it's interesting that we do a lot of things, but we do not really talk much about the whole thing about work. कि हम ज़्यादा बात नहीं करते कि हमारी ज़्यादातर ज़िंदगी जो है काम में निकल जाती है, और हम काम के बारे में ज़्यादा बात नहीं करते हैं कि हमारा काम से रिश्ता क्या है. What is our relationship with work? And more than that, what do we feel about work? What does work mean to us? Is it a 4-letter word, something which you say, or is it something which you enjoy doing or love doing? I'm going to read out a quote which I just saw of Osho a while ago today, and I think it will be nice to hear this one. So Osho is saying, this is from the book The Messiah, if you work without love, you are working like a slave. तो अगर हम बिना प्यार के काम कर रहे हैं तो एक गुलाम की तरह काम कर रहे हैं. Jasbir Singh says he can't hear me. Can anybody else hear me? Can you just say yes, you can hear me? Can the others hear? Okay, Jasbir, so you need to please check your earphones. Okay. So Osho goes on to say, when you work with love, you work like an emperor. Okay. तो अगर हम प्यार से काम कर रहे हैं तो एक राजा की तरह काम कर रहे हैं. Right? And the final sentence is, work based in love brings you closer to yourself. So जब हम प्यार से काम करते हैं तो हम और अपने पास आ जाते हैं. So this is from Messiah, Volume 1. This is when we were speaking on Khalil Gibran, the Prophet. So, for me, working, not just in my career, in my banking career, but also working to create this place, OSHO Himalayas, has been a very interesting journey. We've noticed very interestingly that, as I change my attitude towards work, what happens outside also changes. तो जैसे मैं अपने अंदर से बदलता हूँ, वैसे ही hi here. Okay, so things start to change. Hi. So many beautiful faces to look at. Hi guys. So things outside manifest differently when I am different inside, and it's such a beautiful journey. So what we are going to be looking, so this is a 3-day course that we have coming up. It's an in-person course, and it's happening here at OSHO Himalayas. Immediately after the Mystic Rose gets over, the next day we are starting this. We will be exploring what is, we will try and understand. First of all, the whole course is based on Osho's insights, okay? we'll be doing everything based on whatever Osho has spoken. So there is very little of what I will add in that of my own stuff. It'll be basically sharing what Osho's insights are. Yes, Varghese, yeah. So, and like anything in our life, Osho always brings in a new dimension, a new light, a new way of relating to anything that we do. So, कोई भी काम करते हैं जब ओशो का नज़रिया आ जाता है उसके अंदर तो एकदम चीज़ बदल जाती है ना. तो एक अलग मज़ा आएगा इसके अंदर, अलग तरीके से समझेंगे हमारा काम के साथ क्या रिश्ता है, हम काम को कैसे समझते हैं, वो हमारा एटीट्यूड कहाँ से आया है, थोड़ा और डीप में समझेंगे और कैसे हम इसको बदल सकते हैं. सो वी लर्न एंड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स आवर एटीट्यूड टुवर्ड्स वर्क, where have we got it from, and you know, as you understand that, and we'll also be doing some exercises, we'll be doing we'll be having some tips which we are learning. We are also listening to Osho, so and we'll do some meditations also over here. So meditations will be both active meditations, but quite a few ones from the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, if you know that book. So short guided meditations. तो उनको हम दोनों करेंगे, कुछ एक्सरसाइजेस करेंगे, अलग अलग तरह की मेडिटेशंस का एक्सप्लोर करेंगे. तो धीरे धीरे समझेंगे कि काम के बारे में. फिर ऑफन वर्क इज़ रिलेटेड टू अ वर्ल्ड कॉल्ड स्ट्रेस. हैव यू हर्ड द वर्ड स्ट्रेस बिफोर? Yeah, so it's so much part of our life right now, no? So there is a part of stress which is healthy, right? You know, because suppose you are in a forest and there is an animal which you confront. You need that stress, you need that energy to sort of, you know, take quick decisions and move out. अचानक जंगल में शेर शूर आ गया था, you know, you need that energy to. But what we've lost is the off button, you know. When we don't need it, how to switch off the stress thing. So it's good but not healthy to keep it on all the time. सो हम देखेंगे कि स्ट्रेस वाले बटन को ऑफ भी कैसे कर सकते हैं, है ना. तो उसके लिए भी कुछ टेक्निक समझेंगे. और हर एक चीज़ में जैसे वर्क की बहुत सारी डायमेंशंस हैं. यू नो, इट्स व्हेन हाउ वी रिलेट टू पीपल, हाउ वी कम्युनिकेट विद पीपल, हाउ डज अ डायलॉग हैपन एंड व्हाट्स अ डायलॉग एंड अ आर्ग्यूमेंट, लाइक यू नो, वेयर डू यू गेट दैट. तो किस तरह गल प्यार नाल हो सकती है, तो कित्थे लड़ाई झगड़े हो जाते हैं. तो यू नो, हाउ डू वी ओपन आवर सेल्फ टू अंडरस्टैंड बेटर, सो वी कैन, you know, change from argument to dialogue, just as one dimension of working. So we'll be exploring things like this in this 3 days. Some bit of fun as we go together in this one. It's we'll also do some nice things. We'll be going out for some walks in the nature, maybe walk under the sky in the night. Yes, that's right. And we may do some activities outside also. Depending on how the group is, we'll modify and adapt to that. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be, you know, nice thing to be hanging out together and learning a few things. Chances are we will also see how whatever we learn, we also see how we can implement it in our lives. So we'll work on that part also. तो जो हम सीखेंगे देखेंगे उसको हम कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं, कैसे वापस जाके अपनी ज़िंदगी में उसको उतार सकते हैं, ताकि सिर्फ ये 3 दिन के लिए यहाँ पे रह के नहीं ख़त्म हो जाए. यू नो, वी कैन टेक समथिंग बैक विद अस एंड मे बी चेंज समथिंग इन आवर लाइव्स ओवर देयर. सो yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk much. I'd like to share one small exercise after this, but maybe I'll take some questions. So if any of you have a question, you can maybe raise your hand, unmute yourself, ask it, and then let me see if I can answer or clarify those things. And if you all have any questions here, I can take from here also. Yes, Pavan ji, you can unmute yourself and आप अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके पूछ लीजिए क्वेश्चन.
नमस्कार सर, राजीव सर.
नमस्ते.
अच्छा, मैं ना ये पूछना चाहता था कि जो एनीग्राम है उसका भी कोई रोल है इसमें, जो एनीग्राम, विजडम ऑफ एनीग्राम?
मुझे उतना समझ नहीं है एनीग्राम का अभी, तो आई
अच्छा,
हिज क्वेश्चन
राइट
इज डज एनीग्राम हैव अ रोल इन इट. I don't know. I actually only know what Osho's I've learned from him.
राइट
I will just be sharing based on
राइट।
Osho's insights. The Enneagram will not be covered in this one. Enneagram
ठीक
के
है
बारे
सर,
में मुझे
ठीक
नहीं
है।
पता. Thank you.
ओके, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Okay, okay, thank you. Yes.
Since I will not be here,
हाँ
so
जी,
just in case I want to go ahead with the course, I can do this course online?
No, we are not. So there is a question from a participant here if we can do it online. No, we would not be able to do it online. I think for now, I don't think I really know very well how to handle an online and in-person audience together. So for now, I will just do in person. Maybe another time we explore it doing online. So sorry, we will make some recordings. We'll probably share some on YouTube.
Even that will
Yeah, but that may or may not cover the meditations and may not cover the experiential learning that you have when you go through it, So जब आप यहाँ पे करते हैं एक्सरसाइज इकट्ठे और उसमें गहराई में जाते हैं, वो वाला YouTube will give you intellectual understanding but not an experiential feeling of what we are talking about. Yeah, maybe another time, we don't know. Okay, any other question from anywhere else? Gandhraj, I can't hear you if you are saying anything. You're on mute. You're not saying anything. Okay. Thank you. Any other question here? So I'll then just talk about one more aspect of work, so somebody asks Osho a question to say that, I find it easy to meditate, but easy to work, but when it comes to meditation, I find it difficult to sit down and, meditate. So this is a situation where people are in the commune and working. So Osho answers it very beautifully, like every time. And he says that, our brain likes a change every now and then. And he says that, if in schools, they always have a one period of 40-45 minutes. एक 40-45 मिनट का एक पीरियड होता है, फिर बदलते हैं, है ना. वो क्यों? क्योंकि हमारा माइंड बोर हो जाता है. Our mind gets bored after a while and it wants a change. So every 40-45 minutes it wants a change. And Osho is saying it's actually very healthy to keep changing and doing different activities all the time. And it has a huge capacity to do a lot of things. तो अगर हम बदल की चीज़ें करते हैं तो हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं और ज़्यादा फ्रेश रह सकते हैं. तो उसके ऊपर उन्होंने काफ़ी समझाया है और कह रहे हैं कि जैसे एक तरीके से हमको मास्टर बनना है और काम करना है, टोटलिटी से करना है, लेकिन उसमें खो नहीं जाना है. So that's a very fine line, So he's saying it's one thing to work with totality, another is to get lost in what you are doing. So he says you stay the master of what you are working on. And that's a very fine line. We'll explore that together and we'll learn some tools also how that can be done. So there is something he's suggesting that between one activity and the other, when you change, एक से दूसरे में जब change करते हैं तो एक आप अपने आप को एक तरह से एक रीसेट कर सकते हैं अपने सिस्टम को. तो उसके लिए उन्होंने एक मेथड बताया है जिसके ऊपर अभी हम देखेंगे. तो Osho has suggested a message how you can change from one activity to another one and sort of reset your system. So when you shift from one to other, you are still fresh and enjoying the next one. So what we'll do is we'll now explore that. So I'll share with you a technique, and you can take this with you as a gift from Osho, which you can practice in your daily life. Okay, so it's actually quite simple, and we'll do it together, and then we will see what's the impact of that. Just say you've been listening to me for a while now, and maybe some of you will go to your bed and sleep after this. So we will do this as an exercise, and so you get your mind reset on this one, and then you can go back and meditate or sleep or whatever else you want to do. Okay, so this reset happens by us exhaling, focusing on exhaling, okay, for 5 minutes that Osho is suggesting. So for 5 minutes we'll focus only on exhaling, okay. And what Osho is saying is that you keep focusing on exhaling and keep exhaling for 5 minutes, and then inhaling will happen on its own. Don't worry about it, okay. So it's not like dynamic, it's just breathing out consistently one after the other. We'll do it together. तो वो कह रहे हैं कि 5 मिनट तक हमें ये ध्यान करना है. इससे करने के बाद में हमें एकदम हमारा सिस्टम रीसेट हो जाएगा, हम दूसरा काम करने के लिए, चेंज करने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं. तो 5 मिनट के लिए हमें सिर्फ प्रश्वास पे ध्यान देना है, पूरा सांस बाहर छोड़ने पे, ओके. और अंदर आने का सांस जो है शरीर अपने आप वो अपना वो काम कर लेगा, ठीक है. ओशो ने ये भी सजेस्ट किया है कि शुरू में आपको हो सकता है कि इसमें 5 मिनट करना पड़े. थोड़ी देर का अभ्यास हो जाएगा जब, when you do it for a while, maybe a few weeks, then even you can reduce the time from 5 minutes to 4 minutes. बाद में अगर एक तो 3-4 हफ्ते के बाद में 4 मिनट का टाइम रख सकते हैं, उसके बाद धीरे धीरे 3 मिनट, 2 मिनट, 1 मिनट. तो वो कह रहे हैं कुछ महीनों के बाद ऐसा होगा कि आप एक ही बारी एक्सेल करेंगे, ज़ोर से श्वास बाहर की तरफ छोड़ेंगे और आप उतने में ही आपका रीसेट हो जाएगा. You can do it any number of times. So question here is how many times can you do, कितनी बारी ये कर सकते हैं. तो जितनी बारी आपको लग रहा है आप ये कर सकते हैं. जब भी आप एक तरीके से अपना सिस्टम को रीबूट करना है, रीसेट करना है और चेंज करना है ना, तो यू कैन अगेन बी फ्रेश टू डू द नेक्स्ट एक्टिविटी. जैसे कई बारी हम एक ही चीज़ करते हैं, थोड़ी देर के बाद में देन लाइक व्हेन आई एम डूइंग माई अकाउंट्स फॉर द ईयर, आफ्टर 1 hour आई कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स हैपनिंग ऑन द एक्सेल फाइल. लाइक कुछ जा ही नहीं रहा है, नंबर दिखाई दे रहे हैं, सिर में नहीं जा रहा है, अंदर नहीं जा रहा है. सो दैट वे इट हैपन्स. So this way you can sort of take a break and then do something else. He suggests do something else, so that way the mind, a different part of the brain gets used, and then you can come back. So we will be using many techniques. Yes, Rejoice?
So can you mention the brain that you mentioned, different part of brain is being used?
That's right. No, Osho has not talked about different parts of the brain, so I will not comment on it. But you can probably Google and figure out. I think the idea is more to see that by that change, we will, there will be a benefit to us, right? That you will experience something different, right? So are we okay to try? Koi question to nahi hai? Any question? Otherwise, let's do this small exercise, and then after that we can. हाँ पवन जी बोलिए.
इसमें आँख बंद रखें जब हम एक्सेल करेंगे.
आप बंद कर लीजिए, ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक इंस्ट्रक्शन पड़ा नहीं है. अगर आप खोल के भी करेंगे और आपका ध्यान पूरा एक्सेलेशन पे है तो चलेगा, है ना. जब अभी तो हम इकट्ठे कर रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन हैं, तो आप आंखें खोल लीजिए और बीच में बंद करने का दिल कर लीजिए. आप अपने आप करेंगे तो आंखें बंद करके कर लीजिए, है ना. कई बार क्या होता है, ऑफिस में है, कहीं है, ऐसे आंखें बंद करने की सुविधा नहीं है, तो आप कॉन्शियसली खुली आंख से भी ट्राई कर लीजिए. ओके, आर वी रेडी? कोई और क्वेश्चन तो नहीं है उसके पहले? ठीक है, तो लेट्स डू वन थिंग. वील स्टार्ट, आई विल स्टार्ट अ टाइमर एट माय साइड. तो हम ये 5 मिनट के लिए ये छोटा सा एक्सरसाइज करते हैं. ओके.
एक क्वेश्चन है, अगर हम इसको अभी 5 मिनट के लिए कर रहे हैं, कभी आपने कहा यूजुअली वी कैन प्रैक्टिस दिस, सो इट हैज टू बी 5 मिनट्स और एज पर द कॉलिंग कि आपको 10 मिनट करना है.
ओशो ने ये सजेस्ट किया है. एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि 5 ही मिनट करना है कि अलग से भी कर सकते हैं. जैसे मैंने अभी कहा कि it's good to do for 5 minutes initially. Osho is saying after a few minutes, after a few weeks of doing this, as your system becomes aware of this and this gets embedded in your system, then you can do it for 4 minutes, slowly reduce it to 3 minutes. And he says after a few months, maybe even a few exhalations, and you will feel the system is reset.
I was talking about increasing the timing actually.
Increasing the timing. I guess you can try with it, play with it, yeah. But the idea is that you're basically making a shift from one to the other. So there will be many techniques like this which will be short, which we want to do, because we are anyway running busy lives. So the idea is to use short techniques to make a switch. So there will be many other such techniques we'll look at during these 3 days, because if we do a very long technique, then you will say I don't have much time left to do my work in the day. So okay, so are we ready? Shall we get started on this one? Okay, so the instruction is very simple. You just need to focus on exhalation. You can exhale, तो सिर्फ ध्यान रखना है श्वास छोड़ने पे. हम इकट्ठे करेंगे इसको, और जब 5 मिनट हो जाएंगे तो थोड़ा ध्यान रखिएगा. आई विल मेक अ साउंड फ्रॉम हेयर, यू विल कम टू नो कि 5 मिनट हो गए, and then we will come out of this particular exercise. And if you have any questions, we'll take it, or otherwise we'll end the session. Okay, so shall we start now? Okay, so I'll just clap and we start together. Yeah. Okay, so slowly coming back to normal breathing slowly. That's right. Taking a few minutes to come back to normal breathing now. So that's it. So this is one technique that we just shared. We'll not go too much into talking right now, but I can feel the energy is different now. So good. So there are actually, just to summarize again, the course itself will be working at many different levels. We'll be working at the level of understanding. So we will understand things from Osho's insights. So it sort of helps us to reorient the way we think about work. And whatever we apply to work, we can apply to our day-to-day living also. So it's not only for working, but it starts to change the way we live our lives also from moment to moment. We'll do some exercises to learn from others and also deepen our own understanding on it. We will pick up a lot of tips on the way on what can help us, and we will be doing a lot of meditations together, some long, some short ones like this technique. We learn a few other techniques also, कुछ और नए तरीके भी सीखेंगे. तो समझ के ऊपर काम करेंगे, थोड़ी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, थोड़े टिप्स समझेंगे और थोड़े ऐसे ध्यान करेंगे इकट्ठे, जिससे कि हम लोग जो हम रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकें. और स्पेसिफ़िकली जो मुझे पसंद होता है कि कोई भी वर्कशॉप करने के बाद में कुछ ऐसा एक प्रोग्राम बना लेंगे ताकि आप ये जो यहाँ पे सीखे हो वो अपनी ज़िंदगी में साथ में लेके जा सको. सो वी विल ऑल्सो वर्क ऑन a small program on how whatever we learn here we can take it to our lives and make a change in our lives with that. Okay, so that's it for now. With this we'll say bye bye to each other. Thank you very much for coming and attending this, to everybody here and also everybody online. So possible see you here, come for this program or any other program, but this program is really interesting. Come for this. Okay, bye. Hey, good to see you. Hey, Felix, bye. Bye, Varghese. Bye to my friends from Bathinda. Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye. So, bye bye to people here also. Bye bye. Thank you very much. And thanks to Anshul. Okay. Bye. चंगा जी, गुड नाइट, सो जाओ हम जाके.